Don't care.
We don't care.
We don't. We don't.
Don't care.
Don't care. I don't even know his name.
I'm throwing Donzo and don't care.
Right.
But yeah, whenever you're ready.
Donzo is D for deserved.
So are we starting off with Donzo then? D for deserved. Write it down.
Fucking Donzo. Oh
fucking Donzo. Today, guys, we're doing another video. We got my boy Marlon again. Say hi again, Marlon.
What up, that nigga from Indiana?
Oh,
again.
God. But we got him on the channel again, much to the, dismay as some of you guys, much to this, the like of most of you guys. But we got him here with another tier list, another Naruto tier list, and yeah, we're just ranking how we feel about the deaths. I mean, yeah. I guess just how we feel. Is that the criteria?
If you don't like me, fuck you.
Yeah, right? Yeah, fuck you guys, and yeah, fuck Chris too. If Chris is watching, fuck Chris.
Chris a bitch.
What up, Coco? Anybody that's in chat can add to our conversation if they want for the video.
Hey, chat.
Hey, chat. But yeah, who do you want to start with? Do you want to talk about why we'd have a don't care list and why this guy's in it, or what?
I don't even know his name.
I don't even know who the fuck this guy is. I even told Marlon.
I gotta remember him, like, with the Zabusa and Haku, like,
yeah,
box set 2 shit.
Yeah.
But I don't remember his name. I'm not even gonna lie.
Appreciate the raid, Cody. Thanks for raiding while I'm filming a video, man. I appreciate it. But thank you, Cody. But yeah, I don't know. I don't remember who the fuck this guy is, and because we're putting it on how much we cared about the deaths, I mean, I don't care. That's why you guys see it's called "Don't Care."
We don't care.
We don't care. So that's the start of the video. We just don't give a shit. So the second one I think we should do is Zabusa and Haku. How did you feel about that?
Oh my god, that was very sad. That was like one of the saddest deaths.
So is this like a first Hokage thing where we put this as the baseline?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm like in between sad and very sad, but because we're aggregating this, I'm gonna throw this in very sad. This is gonna be our baseline for very sad. So let's talk about it a little bit.
How can you not think that death was sad? Like, very sad.
Well, here's my fucking thought process. Yeah,
when he's just looking at Haku and he's like, "Your
so are we talking about
than any blade?"
So are we talking about the death itself, or are we talking about the circumstances?
Both, I guess. Both, I guess.
Because like up until that point, I mean, Kishimoto kind of made a point of fucking Zabuza viewing him as like a weapon, and like nothing more up until that point.
But that was the point. That's what made it sad. Is because Zabuza.
You said that's what made it sad, not very sad.
Okay, whatever. Look, that's what made it very sad then, because to find out that as cold as Zabuza was,
he actually had a warm spot for Haku.
Yeah, he actually cared.
I agree. I think it should be. You swayed me. It's not that hard, I guess, but you swayed me over to the very sad party.
Yeah, it was very sad.
Since we have a lot of these, we might want to move on. But yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's very sad with what's going on. Zabu, Kisame.
Kisame.
I would go more or less or sad, because like I like Kisame as a character, and the reason why I would kind of put like more or less / sad instead of stupid or very sad is because like his death, like he was an S rank ninja, right? And he's technically a criminal and he's a villain.
Right.
But it's sad in the respect that like you could still see how loyal he was to the cause. Like he killed himself so intel wouldn't get out.
Right. And that's just
would we say it's sad or would we more or less? That literally describes yeah. So like,
they literally had to sit there and watch him kill himself with his own summoning sharks.
Yeah.
Like
that's a smart plan on his part.
Yeah. Well, the only play he could do.
He was literally
He wasn't
surrounded,
getting away.
dude. He was literally surrounded. And the trump card that he used against Guy that he thought was gonna work didn't work because Guy was using taijutsu and not chakra, so he couldn't absorb Guy's ability. Guy's ability that he used against him was air. He tried to absorb it and he got fucked.
Right.
Dude,
Oh, I thought he fought. I almost thought he died when he had his head chopped off.
Yeah, 100%. It is Hirodora. You can add to the comments and shit. We're filming the video right now, Kobe. You can add to what we're talking about. But the main reason why I like Kisame and why I had a lot of respect for him wasn't even really because of him. It was because of Guy. Because I always remember every time Guy saw him, he's like, I don't remember you.
Yeah, right. That's just fucking.
And Kisame would he's like, oh shit, I remember you, dog. I respect you a lot. And Guy's like, I have no fucking idea who you are.
Right. Right. I like Kisame as a character because he complimented Itachi.
Yeah,
well.
and the thing that I liked about Kisame is like once he like fully understood about Itachi, like they became kind of like their own sub team inside of Akatsuki. Like they were pretty much just floating around doing their own thing.
Right.
They're like a buddy cop comedy. Well, not really comedy, but yeah. Oh
my god.
Let's get on to Kakashi's death.
Oh, Kakashi.
I'm putting him in it at the very least very sad, because like
his momentary death.
But you got to realize at the time when it happened, we did not know it was momentary.
Yeah, that's true.
How many people were resurrected up until that point besides Edo Tensei?
Right. Yeah. For me, I would put him at sad, just sad, because
since we're doing the aggregate and since we're going together, let's do a row where we do like border VSS. We'll do border very sad. So when like we're in between something, we'll have a rank for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we're Mexico and U.S.
Yeah. We're bordering, dog. We're bordering. Sometimes we'll hop the border. But why is yours only sad?
Shh. The government's watching.
So why is yours only sad for you? You hurry the fuck up, dog.
I know. Fuck. It's just like, it was only sad for me because that's the only time that we got to learn the most about him.
Yeah, because he went over and saw his dad. Yeah, he talked to his dad.
I wish we knew more backstory from him. Yeah, so we were more connected then.
The reason why it's very sad for me is because before Itachi's whole... So I always liked Itachi, right? Mm-hmm. But before Itachi's whole story like got told by Obito to Sasuke after the fight, my favorite characters were Kakashi and Guy. And the reason why it's very sad for me is because Kakashi was literally the model teacher. When Kishimoto wrote Kakashi, he is pretty much the first Jonin like skill level he's ever showed us. Kakashi is what it is like and what a model Jonin is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He was the teacher to Team 7, and the reason why it's very sad for me is because, one, he was my favorite character, I was highly attached to him, and two, right when he died, he was doing everything he possibly fucking could to defend the Leaf Village. Yeah. When he died.
Especially using, like, the very last bit of his energy to...
Kamui something away. Yep.
Yeah, the rocket.
Mm-hmm. So he did, like, I can honestly say that, I mean, you could tell he was working up to the death now that everything happened, because he put all of his shit, like, Blaze of Glory style, you know what I mean? So, like, he went out guns blazing. And right. So you agree it's still border very sad then?
Yeah.
All right. Asuma.
Very sad.
Very sad for you.
Very sad. Oh, Asuma, that hit home.
So
He was one of my favorite characters too.
I would have. He was one of my favorite too, but I'd have to say if I had to give it a thing, it'd be border very sad. But because we're like kind of in the middle of thing again, I would still do very sad.
It was especially very sad because of how we knew Shikamaru.
Yeah.
You know how laid back Shikamaru was, and for him to show some kind of emotion.
Yeah.
And to completely change Shikamaru,
Mm-hmm.
it's it's definitely like an eye opener, especially like when he was talking to his team right before he died and shit.
Yeah.
And
that's another thing too. Like he does a shit ton of Kishimoto when he writes his shit. He does a shit ton of like foreshadowing. Like he was talking to his team like that, giving them the whole thing, and then all of a sudden he gets into a fight and he's gone.
I know, and then Shikamaru, like him telling Shikamaru to take care of Kurenai and the baby and shit.
Yeah, that's sad. Yeah, I agree. That's very sad. Didn't Shikamaru light a cigarette and then throw it on Hidan? Didn't he like? Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, to finish him off.
Him in the hole.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. It's very sad, and other than that, we really described it. Rin.
Yeah, she didn't do nothing for me.
So would you say hers is stupid? I would go more or less. I would go more or less, bordering on sad. I'll put it right here for now, and then I'll explain why. The reason why I would have it more or less or on sad is, hear me out, and I'm trying to sway you on here. I don't know how well I'm going to sway you, but I'll try to sway you. The reason why I have it more or less or sad instead of lower is because you got to realize, if we're talking about what Asuma did to Shikamaru, what did Rin did to Kakashi and Obito, dog? Dude, she was like the first. Like, did you see how Kakashi went from when he was a kid to so solid in his beliefs? Then he had to see Obito die. Well, he thought Obito was dead. He had to see him die and then Rin die back to back.
Literally, I mean, Kakashi literally killed Rin.
And literally, I mean, he didn't want to. I think he was like, he was tricked into it or some shit, right?
Right.
So that's the reason why I'm going for more or less. Or I'm even, for me, I would do sad. If you agree more or less or stupid, I'm probably gonna make like a tier in between right here. But like the reason why is because she, like, dude, there was I know you remember it. Kakashi would visit both of their graves like almost every fucking day.
Yeah.
It changed our boy Kakashi. Like,
yeah.
So like that's the reason why I think she needs to be a little bit further up. In terms of like her actual impact and her death, I think more or less.
For me, I just think that she was there to tie those two together. Like, for me personally, at least, I mean, my personal opinion, like, she had a significant impact on the story, but she didn't really have an impact on me.
In terms of her death?
Yeah.
So are you gonna stick with the more or less, or do you think we do a thing between stupid or more and less?
I'm gonna say more or less.
All right, we'll go with that then. Kobe said she jumped into it because the seal on the 3 seals would have been released when they returned to the village. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I could see that in terms of the significance. But basically, what Marlon said, and he kind of swayed me back to the more or less tab, is we're doing that based on like their personal death. We're not going like total impact. We're doing like what the death meant to us. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Hayake or whatever the fuck his name is.
Hayate.
Hayate, yeah. I don't even remember. I don't remember his death.
He died to Gaara. Right before the final Chunin exam. And it was right after Gaara was facing that that sound ninja on the
Yeah.
roof, and
Yeah.
it was night.
Uh-huh.
And
I vaguely remember it now. I think the main reason why, and I don't know if it would count in the death, but
no, he didn't die to Gara. He died to Baki, I think his name was. Gara's teacher.
I believe so. But the reason why I think his death would be sad to me is because when he got reincarnated, and I think he saw the girl that he loved or whatever, that is where it was sad for me.
Yeah.
But do we count that in his death? Do we count him being reincarnated in his death?
I would say so, because
I would go sad then.
We learned more about him and about their relationship.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I feel as though it was sad.
Yeah, I'll go with sad. Okay, Sasori.
Didn't really do anything for me.
Insensitive bitch.
I mean, just like at the end when
his parents.
Yeah, his parents were like his puppets and whatnot.
Yeah.
And him just coming to the realization.
Yeah, because he was a hardcore villain up until that point. He was fucking Sasori of the Red Sand, no remorse and type shit. And then all of a sudden we have a change of heart after both of our parents are stabbing me in the heart.
After losing to Sakura?
Yeah. Of course you're gonna have to fucking rethink things after you get beat by Sakura. Oh shit, maybe I shouldn't be a villain. Alright, mom and dad, take me home. More or less or stupid? I think more or less. Because like the very ending was sweet. Like with his parents, but other than that, I think in terms of his death, it didn't really impact me either.
He lost to Sakura.
I don't want to put him here because I mean the parents part was sweet. We'll go with stupid just because he lost to Sakura though.
Sakura like a fucking 90-year-old granny.
All right, third Hokage.
Oh, very sad, very sad.
And why do you say that?
Because he was a staple. He was a model character, and the way he loved everyone in the village.
Yeah,
you can see it,
and
the impact that it took on all the characters as well.
Yeah,
and the music that they play with it. Jesus.
The reason why I'll go very sad with you, so. People are going to get the feeling that I'm a third Hokage hater from all the shit I'm about to say and all the shit I've said in previous videos, but...
Fucking hater.
In terms of the third Hokage, I think, overall, he's definitely... I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a good leader. There's obviously stuff he could have done better. I'm highly critical of I'll call it that. I'm highly critical of the third Hokage. But we are examining their deaths. And I'm 100% with Marlon for the fact that very few deaths, like you gotta be a special character to like stir me and make me feel something, like anything. And the third Hokage, when he died, like he not, I mean, you could see a thing with it with the Reaper Death Seal. There's like 3 Hokages that have used it, but he the way that like his impact that he had on me personally, because like Marlon said, the funeral, there's a fucking song named after him dying called the Hokage's Funeral, and that shit's sad as fuck.
So sad.
It is 100%. He touched many people in his life, and I believe he's very sad because of the impact that he had.
He fought so hard against Orochimaru.
As an old man, was exhausted and still fucking fought, even when he had the fucking sword inside of him.
Yep.
He was still fighting. He was trying to protect his village, and I can admire that. All right.
I don't think he did much in the 4th Great Ninja War though. Like he was there. He did some things. But I think big impact.
I think he. I mean, you gotta look. It depends on which way you look at it, because he was holding back. Because you remember when you had the clones or whatever, and each clone was doing a different element of breathe. He was fighting, dude. That was him. He was a big part. I think he was instrumental. I understand what your means, bitch. Okay, Mr. Oh, insensitive. He's doing that insensitive thing again. right, let's move on before we get into a different discussion, not deaths. Itachi, I'm putting this in very sad. You know what? I'm making a tier.
You're the fucking Itachi dick rider.
Ultra sad.
Itachi dick rider.
Panek only. It's going right up here for me, Doc. Where is it going for you?
Just very sad.
Just very sad.
I'm not dick riding Itachi. Although he was one of my favorite characters, but
100%.
But it was especially very sad when you learn the truth behind his actions and why he did what he did with the village and everything like that, and then Sasuke at like by the end of it, he just wanted to avenge Itachi.
Yeah. So the reason why it's ultra sad for me and why it's not just in very sad is I have a little baby brother. He's not really a baby, but I'm 9 years older than him. That's almost close to the gap between him and Sasuke.
God, old man.
But the reason why it hits me hard is because, like, up until that point, I mean, you kind of had feelings that he wasn't totally evil. I mean, he was putting on like a show. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, he had like a crazy ass look in his eyes, and he told Sasuke he was gonna rip his eyes out or whatever.
He had to. Otherwise, Sasuke wouldn't have gotten the power to kill him.
Yeah.
He only wanted Sasuke to kill him
to be better. And the reason why I'm gonna view it as ultra sad instead of just very sad, and I'm hoping I can sway you at least on this one, because this one's the most impactful one to me. One, I got a baby brother. I already said that. Pointing out again. The reason why I'm saying it's super ultra sad for me is because he was backed into a fucking corner with his actions. He probably didn't want to have to kill his whole clan.
Yeah. That's a big burden.
That's you're not just killing your immediate family. You're killing everybody that's related to you.
Right.
And then on top of that, you go kill your parents, and you know what his fucking parents say? We're not disappointed in you. We just want you to take care of fucking Sasuke. Now end us. The tears on his face. And the reason why it's ultra sad is because, like, look at all the flashbacks between him and Sasuke. He would always tap him on the head and say, maybe next time. And then he taps him on the head right when he dies here, and he says, there won't be a next time, Sasuke. Ugh. And another reason why it's, see why it's ultra sad now? I can tell you.
That is ultra sad.
You want me to tell you why there's going to be, like, this isn't going to be Panek only in a minute. When we get to a character that's coming up, and I think you know who it is.
I know.
It's going to be an ultra sad. But I 100% think he's there, because even look at the impact it had on Sasuke. Like, Sasuke went from believing one thing his whole life, he's got to get power to destroy his brother, to all of a sudden right after, and this one hit me hard, because, like, the way that I viewed with my brother and, like, how to help him with life and stuff. Dude, right after Obito told Sasuke was crying. How many times have we seen Sasuke cry in the series?
I don't think ever.
Sasuke was crying.
Especially to be, like, at the age that Sasuke was, like cold-hearted Sasuke.
Yeah, this was Sasuke where he had the curse seal. He killed his master.
After killing Orochimaru.
Yep. Yeah. And the reason why, so if we're adding even Edo Tensei into this, how about when Sasuke saw him when he was at Edo Tensei and was chasing him? Itachi's job wasn't even done when he was dead, dog. All the crazy shit he did before he died, putting the crow into Naruto.
Yeah.
So it turned him back to good. And then, dude, immediately got to work when he got resurrected. Goes over to Kabuto and just fucking saves the war arc. You know what I mean? Ends the fucking Edo Tensei.
Fucking Itachi, man.
So he's ultra sad for me. Yeah.
Ultra sad.
All right, Yahiko. I'd go for sad, or more or less.
I'm kind of I don't know. I don't know. I gotta think about this one.
I'll explain to you why I'm going with sad, but we'll move it to more or less if you sway me.
Right.
I'm going with sad because like Pain's character Nagato, the main guy behind Pain, was a very sad person. All the shit he had to go through, watching his parents die, stuff like that. And then he finally he was kind of like the silent one of all the orphans, besides Conan. And Yahiko was like the Naruto of their group. Yeah, we're gonna have change for the world or whatever. So Yahiko convinced Nagato to want to change the world for the better, and then this motherfucker just ups and dies on him. And I don't think his death in particular is sad, but the impact he had on Nagato was more sad.
And Conan,
yeah. Because she made that whole fucking, when they both died, she made all that big ass grave of paper flowers. Yeah. So yeah. I think more or less are sad for me. So do you still think more or less?
I think sad.
Yeah.
Mostly purely based on
off of his impact on other characters.
Yeah, and he has that Naruto effect. Like you can just lift someone up.
Yeah, because that's what the whole meaning of Akatsuki was before they turned bad. Was they wanted to change the world because of fucking what the hell is that guy's name that the Sannin fought, that they had the Silver War with? What the fuck is his name? Hanzo, the
salamander.
Yep, Hanzo the salamander. So that's where we're gonna put him. Obito. I'm going very sad for me. Or border very sad. Why do you agree?
I agree because just at the beginning of everything, and especially not knowing that it was him that was Toby.
Yeah.
And then it comes out to Kakashi like, oh hey, I've been alive this whole fucking time.
Yeah, now I'm evil.
And then
eat my dick.
Yeah, now I'm evil. Now we're gonna fight. but then at the end, he's like, "Oh, I'm good again. So I'm just gonna take this for you, and I'm gonna die."
Yeah.
I think it's kind of stupid though. Not gonna lie.
I think then if we're gonna do that, I'd border, and I want to explain my thoughts.
Okay.
The reason why I think he's very sad and maybe even border is just look at the whole his whole character, dog. He went from seeing Rin die as a kid, and then he started this. He was Naruto before Naruto. He was the Naruto of that first Team 7. They were Team 7, right? The original Team 7.
I think so.
Because Minato was their
Minato, yeah.
So he was the original Naruto, and he wanted to be Hokage and do all this cool shit for people. And then you even look at the beginning, it was so sad when he died. When they thought he had died under the rock.
Yeah.
And he gave his even though Kakashi was a straight dick to him, he gave Kakashi his eye and told him that they had bonded at the very end. So that I'm gonna add. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna add that first part of his death into his death too. But the reason why it was so sad at the end was because he finally had realized he's oh shit, this is I wanted to do good this whole time and I've been a pawn. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And yeah, especially before Madara quote unquote died, he thought he was doing the right thing and Madara just brainwashed him.
Kind of, and he was a kid at that point. So he brainwashed him even more and pushed him into thinking, and cuz Obito was we don't know what his whole mindset was at that point. We will never know unless the author comes out with it, but he's an impressionable kid at that point. He sees Madara as somebody of legend, you know what I mean? And this legend's telling him this plan, and he's there's never going to be any more pain anymore. And you tell that to a kid who just saw his love interest die, who saw
your best friend.
By your best friend who was forced into doing it pretty much. And you see all this war and all these problems, and you're and then Madara also probably told him that he could probably live with Rin again. So in that fact, I think because if you look at it this way too, he kind of gained all that power because he wanted to change the world in his vision. And I mean, he almost damn near got there. He had the 10 tails inside of him for a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think it's border very sad for me for the simple fact that he all that power and he chased it just to try to change the world. And then he ended up, when he did turn coat, he made a huge difference because he gave his other Sharingan to Kakashi.
Mm-hmm.
And he did whatever he could to help. He did Rinne Rebirth. Well, he was about to do Rinne Rebirth before he got taken over. And yeah. So let's move on to the guy I think that you're gonna...
ultra sad. Ultra sad.
Ultra sad. Alright, let me...
Front of ultra sad. In front of Itachi.
I'll agree with this. Begrudgingly.
It's Jiraiya. There's no way it's not sad whenever you think about Jiraiya. Like especially Jiraiya taking on all 6 paths, and you see you literally just watching Jiraiya lose.
And the worst part to me about his death was like, this was like one of the most, like, you knew it was over as soon as like they grabbed him and he commented and said, "Oh no, my throat's crushed."
Yeah.
Like, you knew it was over. Like, how often do you see somebody like comment on like one of their body parts being like gone? Like, he immediately said, my fucking throat's crushed. I'm out. But the reason why it was sad for me is I got like 3 or 4 main reasons why. The first reason why was because that bitch Tsunade sent him out to his death and then had the balls to say, good luck. And that you're betting on him coming back.
Who the fuck is Tsunade?
The fucking older version of Sakura.
God, fucking Tsunade.
Second reason, the impact he had on Naruto.
Oh my god, it's like the first time we've seen Naruto like really depressed, and that was sad
defeated
too. Yeah,
like
that was sad.
There's only like a few key moments where he's been defeated in the series. When he had the first fight in the valley with Sasuke. When he couldn't get him back.
Mm-hmm.
Jiraiya. What the hell is it called? What's her name? Fucking Hinata. When he thought she was dead against Pain. And then there's just like, there's very few times you'll see him be defeated, like defeated, and like another reason why this was sad was like he gave it his all. He went in there with little to no intel to try to get some intel, and he fought his ass off.
Right.
Like, he didn't know a goddamn thing about Pain, and he still put up a fight. He went into enemy territory.
And then he still had a way to get at least some intel back to the village.
Yeah, and even on his dying legs, he found some way to do it. He etched the shit into the frog or whatever, and set the frog on its way. But another reason why I think he's super sad is because, like, he did his best to make it sad, like his body drifting down the ocean or the water or whatever, and then fucking while he's dying, his dying thought, like, he died with a smile on his face, and the reason why was because he's like, and
thinking about the next book, like the tale of Naruto Uzumaki,
that has a good ring to it or whatever. And then he's talking about how he's like, that's the tale of Jiraiya the Gallant, and then he just passes away.
Oh, my chest.
Yeah, he's very sad for me. All right, Kimimura.
Yeah.
More or less for me.
More or less for me, yeah.
I'm going more or less for the simple fact that, like, I don't have like the full 411 because I can't like remember everything about Kimimura.
Who did he idolize? It was somebody that like he held so dear to him.
I can't even remember.
I can't remember either.
Like, anybody that's watching this, just know me and Marlon can't remember his whole story, so that's part of the reason why he's going in more or less. But the main reason why I'm putting him in more, because I remember there was something that's just sad about it. Oh, his sickness.
Yeah, his
So
sickness.
I think it's sad because like, with his sickness or whatever, I think like Orochimaru was like one of the last bets that he had to kind of like stay alive. And on top of that, he kind of got disillusioned into being bad. I think this is another thing where he was an impressionable kid, and he kind of got like changed. Like they said that he was like the perfect. If he wasn't sick, he'd be the perfect fucking body for Orochimaru.
Yeah,
because he was like the
he wanted to live for Orochimaru. I think that's who he idolized, was Orochimaru.
yeah, and then they said it, like if he was full health, then Orochimaru wouldn't have cared about Sasuke. But yeah, I think it was more or less for the simple fact that like it was still pretty sad to have to see him die because like you could tell that he wasn't like fully evil, I guess.
Right.
But other than that, yeah. The headquarters, so Shikamaru's died, Ino's dad died.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel about that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going sad, and we can move this up or down.
Sad.
Yeah.
I'm going sad, but like it didn't really have that much of an impact to me personally because like we didn't see it, but we knew it happened.
Yeah, because they were talking about it as it was going, and it kind of almost got off-screened.
Yeah.
But the reason why I'm putting sad is because like you could tell the effect, like even with it kind of getting off-screen, you could tell the effect it had like on Ino and on everybody because like Shikamaru, like you said, is one of the rare people to show emotion, and like he showed emotion when his dad died, obviously.
Right.
And
right.
And I think it was just sad because they were in a headquarters, which everybody thought they were safe, and they were like putting their whole fucking like energy into this war, trying to make sure everybody's coordinated and win, and then they just get killed. And to me, that's like pretty much the baseline to sad for me.
Right.
As they put their all into it and just die.
And then the fact that that they knew that it was coming.
Yeah.
You know,
and they still fought their fight.
Yeah.
So that's 100% we agree on that. Conan.
More or less for me.
I'd go more or less sad for the simple fact of
the bitch played with paper. I don't know what more. I don't really know what more to say about her.
The reason, honestly, the reason why I would lean towards sad, and we're gonna do that thing where we like make a tier. Sad, more or less. The reason why I'm doing the extra tier is because she gave it her all against Obito, man. She didn't have a complete, because like you remember Obito didn't like divulge any of the crazy shit he could do. You know what I mean? Like how he did. Was it? I always get the two mixed up. Is it Izanagi or Izanami? I think it's Izanagi, where you get your shit back, right? Where you survive and you lose an eye for it.
Yes. I believe so.
So he had to use Izanagi. She gave it her all to try to make sure that he didn't get the Rinnegan and like take two of the most dear people to her. And the reason why it's sad is because like, do you see how many fucking paper bombs that she set up to try to kill this bitch? She gave it her all to try to defend the dead bodies of her like two most connected people in her life that she loved. And I think just for that, like, I wouldn't even say her total death was sad. I mean, her death actually kind of was sad for the simple fact that she thought she had won, and then this motherfucker just comes up behind her and just stabs her.
Right.
Right. So I'd go sad more or less. So you have anything else to add, or?
No, I didn't really look too much into her, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm going sad for Shisui.
Yeah, Shisui is definitely sad.
I'd go sad border.
Especially how close he was to Itachi.
That's another big thing for me. I want to go border very sad, but we'll keep it as sad. I'd go top of sad to kind of meet in the middle. But the reason why it was sad for me, very sad, is again, I have a few parallels with this. Me and Michael are like Sasuke Itachi. My best friend's like Shisui. Now my best friend didn't die or lose either of his eyes, but he had a very close relationship with Itachi and Sasuke, and like their interactions even in the games, like it just made me feel like my connection with them. And the reason why it was sad is because him and Itachi, how old? Itachi was like 11 or 12 when he was forced into doing a fucking coup. How much older was Shisui? 3 years, maybe?
Maybe.
So you had a fucking 11-year-old and a 14-year-old in Anbu having to start a coup?
Yeah.
You know how fucking sad that is? The Leaf Village is just like, yo, guess what? And you're like, what? Somebody comes up to you, Marlon. Yo, you gotta kill your whole family. It's for the better of the world.
But why?
Just because they might start a rebellion.
Oh.
No, but you got to do it, or we'll kill you, and we'll kill. So it's either you do it and you kill your family, and you spare your brother, or you spare your brother and your brother, or we just kill you all.
Jesus.
Yeah. So the reason why it's now that I explain it like that, right?
That's not.
So you're a 14-year-old kid, and they're trying to take your fucking eyes because you have the Kodo Matsukami in there. So that's another thing I never really understood. So what was Danzo's whole point on why he wanted to stop the coup? What did Danzo want? Did Danzo want like to become Hokage, and he would use the coup as like a key to get Hokage, or what?
Yeah, I think Danzo just wanted power, whether it's Hokage or Jutsu in general.
And the Uchiha were probably
the strongest. I believe the Uchiha were the strongest in the village.
Yeah.
At least then.
At least their average member is stronger than the other average members.
Yeah.
So
especially with them like excelling at everything.
Literally. And like everything. And you got like 14 and 11-year-olds running around in Black Ops and shit.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why it's sad. I would even go up higher if it were me, but like, dude, he had to take his fucking eyes out. Like, what?
That's just...
Now, imagine the poise. Like, if either of us were 14 or 11, neither of us would have the poise that Itachi or Shisui had.
No, definitely not.
Like, oh shit, yeah, here, I just
take my eyes. There you go.
And then you know what? On top of that, he killed himself to protect those that he cared about.
Yep.
So I'm going border. I have to. I convinced myself. Pain, Nagato.
Pain. Oh. He had such a like his speech.
Yeah.
About what he was thinking, it was so good that it like convinced me to think how he was thinking.
Yeah.
It's just the way he went about it.
Yeah, so his mindset you kind of agreed with, but not his actions.
Yeah. Right.
Joseph L, what up, man? We're just doing a video you can add to this. Since when did she die? I forgot her name. Black-haired woman. Shizune. She died when she got drained for intel.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyways, we're on Pain for right now. Pain, I will go with sad. At least for now, until we talk about it a little bit more. Basically what you said. He convinced me of his mindset, but not his actions. I think his mindset was not entirely wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the reason why he could go up from here is because he was also a pawn like Obito. And Like, he actually wanted peace, and I guess his his actions said the only way he can get peace is through like destroying everything in violence
pain.
and through pain. I'll show you true pain or whatever. But I think it's sad for me.
I think he was like the best villain though.
I think in terms of like dude, he came into the Leaf Village and leveled it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when pain came, and that's when you knew it was real. That's when you knew the shit was hit the fan. He killed Kakashi. He killed this bitch.
Whatever the fuck this bitch is.
Did he kill anybody else on the list? He witnessed his death. Connection wise, he's like all over the place. He killed Jiraiya.
That's a big one.
So, I think in terms of like impact, like
he was the leader of the Akatsuki. Well, he was the shown leader of the Akatsuki.
Yeah, while fucking Obito was pulling the strings, while Madara was pulling his strings, while Black Zetsu was pulling his strings, while Kaguya was pulling that string.
There's a lot of fucking going on.
There's a lot of strings being pulled on, dog. Dude, imagine being Madara, though. Not to go off like a side note for too long in this video, but imagine fucking being Madara. You get fucking Sage powers for like 10 minutes, and you're like, yes, I finally won. Next thing you know, Black Zetsu stabs you.
Imagine losing a Black Zetsu.
But yeah, I think Nagato is sad for the simple fact that like his mindset was in the right place. Not necessarily, but like some of his ideals, you could see his reasoning.
And as bad as it was, his reasoning was warranted in my opinion.
Yeah, because of all the loss that he had to deal with.
Yeah, especially like the Third Great Ninja War and shit.
Mm-hmm. And he grew up. He grew up in war. It's all he knew. Yeah.
And then it would just rain every day. There was no sunshine. There was nothing for him.
100%. Neji.
That's sad. I would put it at very sad.
I'm going sad or border.
Sad.
And the reason why I'm having him at just sad is because like, let's be real. What did he do between the Chunin exam and him dying? What impactful thing did Neji do in the series between his Chunin exam appearance and now?
He's Neji? I don't know, bro.
The reason why I'm putting it for sad is the circumstances of the actual death. The connection.
Yeah.
Him sacrificing him. Was the sacrifice warranted, though?
Could have. I mean, it's Naruto. A lot of sacrifices could have been easily avoided.
Yeah, and if we're gonna look at it that way.
Yeah.
I think in terms of like the actual death and what it meant, I think it's sad. I think in terms of like, should his actual impact be that much? No, not really. But like, the dude's a cool character. He was like the first stepping stone in the series, so to speak, right? He was a prodigy. Sad. Do we have anything else to add to that? I don't know what to say.
But it's just like another part that was sad was that he was like the side branch family, and they were meant to sacrifice for the main branch.
And so when he sacrificed, that kind of came full circle. That's sad, border very sad for me. Then I could go either or, because like his whole life was supposed to be sacrificed. I think that's where the animosity in the Chunin exam came from, right?
Yeah,
that's exactly why he. Yeah, I'm going. I'll go border.
That's why he fucked Hinata up.
Get these palms, bitch.
Right.
All right, Granny Chio.
Granny Chio.
Moro, I don't know if I'm big enough to call it stupid, but I mean,
I say stupid.
Both these guys died back to back, and we're just over here looking on our phones, being insensitive and shit.
I don't.
I think
I
it
don't
was
really
sad
got
in terms of the
anything to say.
impact on Sakura, but like we don't care about Sakura. So
Fuck is Sakura? Who the
Dude,
fuck is Sakura?
did you ever see the picture with the Team 7? It was just fucking Naruto and and fucking Sasuke, and it said Team 7 at 99% power, and then showed Sasuke, Naruto, Sakura, and then Sasuke with his katana, and it said Team 7 at 100% power.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's like Sakura's only good for standing in the back and crying.
Yeah. I gotta show you. Yeah, I gotta talk to you after we film this though. But like, Danzo.
Stupid.
Yeah.
No. D for deserved. He deserved.
D for deserved. He deserved to die.
He deserved to die.
I think Danzo did deserve dying for the simple fact, like the way that he was, like his character was just. He was just a petty bitch.
He was so mentally unstable.
Dude, that bitch was just like, let me get all of the Sharingan. Fuck all you guys. I want to do me. I don't care. That's just his character. I hated him. Yeah, I'll do D. Sakumo. Kakashi's dad.
It really didn't have that much of an impact on me either.
So would you do?
We only met him that one time, right?
D is deserved. So you can go stupid. I'll go more or less for the simple fact that I'm pretty sure. So he had killed himself from the shame after he saved his teammates instead of the mission. That's the reason why it had an effect on me, because it had an effect on Kakashi. And it like formed Kakashi's whole character before Obito died. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the reason why I'll go more or less. For the simple fact that like he actually had an impact like on the show with his death. This bitch. I always forget her name.
Shizune. I don't think she died during the pain arc.
She did. She got a.
Wasn't she?
Intel.
But wasn't she? Yeah, but didn't she get resurrected with Rene Rebirth?
Yeah.
And then wasn't she in the 4th Great Ninja War?
Yeah, she got resurrected like Kakashi did. Both of these got resurrected.
So I don't remember her dying.
She got fucking deblocked by one of the paths of pain and had the intel absorbed, and then got her life sucked dried.
Okay, yeah. So she's like Kakashi. She's like, I honestly just.
I'd go stupid because I'd go stupid because it was like it's not even a cliff note. Like if you told the story of Naruto with and without her dying, you wouldn't be missing anything.
No, not even.
I
don't even remember her dying.
And then we're on the last one of this long ass video. Tobirama. How did you feel about it? I'm going sad more or less.
He didn't do much for me. For me personally.
I think we go more or less then.
Why are you sad about it?
I'm sad about it for the simple fact that, like, again, like we've been talking about the whole theme of this video is he was saving his team. Like, I mean, could he have ran with his team? Could they have got away if he caused the distraction? We might never know, because that's how the story is written. You know what I mean? Yeah. But the reason why it was sad for me is, like, when they were all in that circle, he knew that if he caused this distraction, he was going down. So the reason why it was sad for me is because they had to sit in that big ass circle, and he said, "Okay, you're Hokage if I die, dog. See you later." And the reason why it was sad for me too is because, like, he had contributed so much to the ninja world. Yeah, he was racist basically, and he hated the Uchiha, but like the Rene Rebirth, Reaper Death Seal, or not Reaper Death Seal. Wait, he might have. I don't know, but
I don't think he came up with Rene Rebirth.
He did, or not Rene Rebirth. I'm an idiot. Reanimation Jutsu, Flying Thunder God. What the hell was the other one he did? Shadow Clones.
Oh, he did come up with Shadow Clones.
So he did So when you're thinking of some of the most important jutsu in the show, I literally just named 3 of them. Shadow Clone, which is Naruto's literally shadow clones and fucking Rasengans.
Literally. So that's all he is.
Talk no jutsu. But he does so his death is impactful for me because he created all that shit. So he was a pretty big deal and he knew it. And he gave it up to save his team. So the reason why I'm going more or less is because of that.
Okay. I can see that, I guess.
All right. So other than that, are we pretty happy with our tier list, or do we move somebody up or down, or what?
Yeah.
Who do you think we move up or down? Oh, we're down. We're done. Is what you meant.
Yeah, we're done. No, we're done.
Oh, Kobe said they needed someone to do it, or they would have died. Is it really that thing though? Because I thought it was the Gingaku Force. I thought it was a bunch of S-rank ninja or whatever. But here's one thing I want to discuss before we end the video. How the fuck did Hashirama die in real life? I'm pretty sure I saw a data book that said he died doing Unknown Ninja. Well, I want to kind of look this up real quick at the end of this video. That's going to be extra. How did Hashirama die?
That's a good question. I don't remember.
It's kind of hard to believe that he died in a random shinobi battle. Let's not forget.
It's Hashirama. How can he die in a random shinobi battle?
Oh, you know what I also read? So the first thing is that he had cancer, and the reason why he had cancer. So I did a little bit of research about this before, and I kind of got realized about it is so you know how when they get hurt or whatever, he's obviously the master of regeneration, right?
Yeah.
I heard that like when you regenerate and shit, you're like basically causing cancer, and that's like kind of part of the plot of the Boruto show, is Naruto slowly dying because of all the regeneration he did. So I think part of the reason why Hashirama died was partially because of like the regeneration.
Yeah.
And then the other part was apparently he was in a fucking fight. Who the fuck beat Hashirama, and why wouldn't he be famous? Is my fucking question.
Who is that guy?
Yeah, who is that guy? No, random ninja. But Kobe said to add to the Tobirama thing, S-rank ninjas and Gold and Silver brothers would not. Oh, I remember that now. The Gold and Silver brothers, Gingaku and Gingaku, both had the 9 tails.
Oh yeah, especially when when they were fighting on the beach and shit.
Yeah, so they had the 9 tails and S-rank ninjas with them, and if you want to count S-rank ninjas as like a Katsuki level, I could see why they had to run.
Yeah,
even with the 3rd Hokage and everybody, 3rd Hokage, 2nd Hokage, and everybody.
Yeah, there was no way they were getting away from that without Tobirama. So okay, yeah, that sacrifice was warranted.
Gotcha. So I think that's pretty much the end of the video. It's almost damn near an hour video. Me and Marlon are out. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Marlon will probably be on another series that we're probably going to be working on that we're cooking up for you guys. But everybody have a good rest of your day. Marlon, you got any ending thoughts as usual?
Yeah, who's Sakura?
we're all trying to figure it out, dog. But everybody have a good rest of your day, and yeah, don't panic. We're out of this bit.
Bye.